My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo.
Joe abusiafo eyam say omanpanyina Akufo Addo na ban no ase krono bia ombebo bia no na omoto ate krono bia ombebo bia na omoto atwi ni omba ba bi ombefa bia na chese utumisa amanfo anidi omachi enne eye Captain Smart asa bebiebie nsem bia ni eso ewo Onua TV concerning sports minister Nisikaya $3 million yo so duko tuyama GBC GBC for Dimirika Pia about say hey oboa sika ode ma en say 100 and something fan saying $1,000 just say endru $1 million boy pacho fa endrechi ho asama bedaje afi enne afi no mani abra omoni namase hye connection say sika no ka na enye GBC ni etua ne TV stations bi na say abusua Captain Smart so wonim no wa biebie nsamani mepese yekọ na yekutie nkomo no awo Onua ma ache na yiti sade isi koye PENDREAM so ni message say obe subscribe to the channel o subscribe we like video na share to other people no muso enya bi hwe message say wo hwe nyina na wo kire wa adwen o comment section no ase abusia yanko hwe emra sisia.
Today the Ministry of Youth and Sports, a cabinet ministry, is fighting with a miserable sector enterprise of a nation, GBC. I say me can't some chrewa opa TMA opa jai. I kept fighting with my own sports crew that I know what I know. I am the only person that understands what I've read and seen. And I knew that there's danger ahead of this country. But let me once again assure you that there will be a new Ghana.
Thank you.
A new Ghana that you'll be part of. A new Ghana that you are involved. A new Ghana that will not run out. A new Ghana that will not run away from you. A new Ghana that you can still hold that old wagon and tell us that put the red color here, put the green color here, put the gold color here, and rebuild this noble, beautiful country and make it better for all of us. And then, Ministry of Youth and Sports. Almost a day. Minister say, Akotna Public Accounts Committee, yay all African Games. Media houses are organ in an open rights from GBC. GBC say on your da. Maybe slow some count. GBC said no. It's GBC monopolized the broadcasting of whether all African Games or whatever. Me bahame catch sports for the say. Asamwo na wo se me boa. Besi na me no ka say hotels African countries ne beda ya. Ya me yensikanya besia say yen fan host no. Besi na I still have those documents abino. Yeah, all African Games we baby Nigeria die, yeah, Burkina die, yeah, one die, yeah, one die, yeah. When him say Nash, listen ne Muntriai. Meanwhile, this government spent over $300 million. I am telling the sports minister, come and sit here. Go to any other TV or radio station, invite me, and I'll come and meet you one-on-one, and I'll point to you that all you and whoever in this administration are nothing but thieves. You guys are thieves. You remember I came here to tell the sports guys that you enter GBC car. na GBC for document na ɛkyɛ sɛ yɛtua wɔn ka no ɛyɛ chrono document GBC yɛtua ne ka. I was called by a manager in this house wujafo mentoa so biom na wahwɛ da ɛbɛbɔ African Games and ɛbɛbɔ bibia GBC de bɛyɛ no sɛ yɛkɔ akɔpɛ right a yɛmfa ma yɛn mebo a ɔpɛni wo hwɛ me wapɛpɛm ha sɛ yɛyɛ apa kakra wohu me anɔpɛ yɛ wotie wo fie yɛ. But I stood my ground because I know the nonsense that I was talking about. Until, was the last 3 days? The sports minister appeared before the parliamentary select committee on the public accounts committee of parliament. Yebusa finance minister said, sports minister, Sabrapeni, GBC, what you want? Sports minister said, they have paid Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in excess of $3 million. Watch this. Sir, right now, Madam GBC. Because GBC is a camera, man, or GBC camera, no. Even 580 krano muntiminye 80. Ade no nation finfin. TV no. Wosha bonkum tum nifa tum apempem tum aseho tum wotem finfin kete. Baby, they address a GBC. As we used to camera back up and they try all African. We want to be panic. As a bodenia, we want car. Boom, near the aqua be so. Pacho, Mame Public Accounts Committee video no. Nyamina Miko, Chiwasu.
With GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 30th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have a chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
Excess of 3?
You paid GBC in excess of $3 million US for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid. You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 30th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have a chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
You paid GBC in excess of $3 million US for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid. You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 30th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have a chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
You paid GBC in excess of $3 million US for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who were.
Thank you. I must say this to whoever from my producer to my director to switchers to whoever in this house, I am not a fool just to open my mouth to say things I do not have evidence. And you see, I was insulted by a certain man in this house who called me and said that, what do you have to say that the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the money paid by the Ministry of Youth and Sports is a fiasco? It's not true. And they were paid less than $200,000. No, be with fear, catch me, called me, looked me in my eyes, started insulting me at the big office in this house. The Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, I'm sorry. I am sad not because of the story. I am sad because almost every other person in this country, people are just mediocres. People are just interested in protecting their businesses without protecting the future of this country. And that is what gets me mad and sad. Sebed and the GBC. Ministry of Youth and Sports, over 3 million. I said this on air with the sports guys, and I was calling, and I wish you were there. How this man looked me in the eyes and spoke. I respectfully said, sir, we live to see. He again reported me that I've threatened him. I knew what I nim the American I give back with you. Nim as someone American. I am quite always say, yes, sorry, listen, I am not Ghanaian because I was born here, but it is because Ghana was born inside of me. I know the nonsense I was talking about. Sir, today, can you call me again and say what? Watch this. When I said that on air, I knew, said GBC director was called to a meeting to by force accept that he has been paid over $3 million. And the man said, I cannot succumb to that rubbish. You can choose to sack me. I am a professor. Sack me. And Asembia Makawahano, time and event is confirming whether I was just ranting or I was planting a seed. Look and listen to me carefully. Akufado, even though Kwekubichem is older than him, we did 103. Baumia, Oyeme wafa Kwabenebo and Kabepe. Even though Kwabenebo is older than Baumia. So do not sit in that maggot-infested imagination of your brain to think that I just come here and open my mouth and say things. If I don't have a shit, I don't sit. Camera technicians are Kocha, all African Games. More than 10, they came to me. They called me and I drove straight up to SARS Sports Stadium now, Kufuor here. I met some of them. Based in the Ghana Police Service in Chiamuka. Based in the hotels in Chiamuka. How would you want to disgrace a noble nation like Ghana to this magnitude? And you think that everybody should shut up in this country? And I am surprised. J. Kufuor, with all due respect to you, Dad, you've been quiet for quite too long. Daddy, with all due respect to you, I love you and you know I do. Papa, you have been quiet for quite too long. Why you ding ache to do? Gamanche, yes. Abai bi aba or the gamanche ba. Ebia na usuro so edisi ba the gamanche be for beba. And ebia usuro so be kasa. But gamanche, you've been quiet for quite too long. Paramount chiefs in this country. As for the media, we are as corrupt as more than the definition of the word corrupt. Forget about the media. When I catch up, Mr. Ghana and Central Jumano, are corrupt. Eti, but pennyful more memo ha more kase yin. None of my info. Where are you? And no my back was sending me message. Okachem said, now I understand you. The same of my no one pennyful abomibia. Some are casting the chrome coin yet. Namina knew one another. Yakupon wine you. So what check what our minima would do a restaurant from her. Yakupon, Yamion Pelto. Yakupon Yagi. Afei, Sports Minister Kasawi, me did assembly Yankofa GBC MD. No response. You see, he's been paid in excess of $3 million. Excess of 3 billion can be 3.1, 3.2, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 10. Excess of 3 million. And yet something above 3 million, no, excess of $3 million. And when I came here, I was talking. A lot of people thought that I was just hallucinating. I was not hallucinating. I knew the nonsense I was talking about. Because if I don't have a shit, I don't sit. I have decided to end my career in broadcasting. And I'll come back to tell you tomorrow when I want to quit broadcasting. I'll quit. Take this from me. Tomorrow when I come, I'll tell you, I want to quit. Me. I want to quit. Honestly, I want to leave. I know your heart has started panting. You started panting, but I want to quit. Antibi, I want to leave. Niyama, I want to go. Antiama, I want to leave. Kwame came to me and said that my path is your path. But your fact will not be their fact. So prepare your ass and prepare your arsenals. Get ready for the battle. It may not seem too easy or smooth, but how rough will become will tell the laugh you would have at the end of the day. This is what he told me just last night. I want to quit. I want to go. I want to go. If you don't see me again, don't be sad. There's a better angle for our triangle to show the area of which angels can meet our angle of failure and help us to succeed. Listen to me carefully. And then, after the Minister of Youth and Sports, Kasawi, GBC, that, but your video not ready now. No, it was not a press release. I got a video. I'll send it to you. If you don't have it, no problem. Relax. I want a video to be played. Don't tell me anything about any document. If you don't play, I get up and go home. That's a fact. Man can't trust me. And you see, and Me, anytime I am vindicated, I quit. Na utrasia na watching. Na wa who say enya akwakora bia ne ntimi nkura ne ho. Nkwakorafo ni bi o ha. Our phone so bo. GBC Managing Director. Entibo. GBC Director. After Sports Minister. These two guys, they are all in the same administration. Both were appointed by the president. Papa say, hey, debut. Tenjis Kabia. Yeah, both video ni we are. May the contractor Ministry of Youth and Sports in GBC sign a better TV so. Oh, how many names are there? But the contractor better TV so. Both video no.
The benefit total payment to GBCs for GBC's benefit, I repeat, was $105,000, and that is what we got.
Now, but does GBC have any evidence to back what you're saying? Because I mean, the minister is the one in charge. He has made a statement.
Of course.
What evidence do we have?
We definitely have enough documentation. These monies are not paid in bags; they are paid through the bank, and they are indicated what the money is for. And before we do that, there's a letter we will receive from the ministry telling us whose payment it should be for. And so we don't act on our own, we act upon instructions. And that we have all the documentations, and we have everything in place to show that these monies, you see, public funds are not easily dispersed like that. GBC needs $3 million to do a lot of things. And if we got the $2 million, we would have gone ahead to start spending on GBC's needs, including procuring an OB van. We didn't get that money.
TV so say or a professor. Sabe mimi we a Pam Secondary School. Eti answer na obewu say Ghana Broadcasting Corporation MD Bekwa Kojina ni TV show to refute something by a cabinet minister. It means that Adeno Amen Papano.
It's true.
Share utie asem na papa ne beka ya Ministry of Youth and Sports Dibirka issue statement, but before for GBC statement na omo no to TV no so the almost papa ne sign ya omo ko edit ya de foforo buy no me pede up de wo ho no na ye original mo we foforo buy. We are from the Office of the Director General, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Broadcasting House, PO Box 1633, Accra, Ghana. August 2024. Honorable Chairman, Public Accounts Committee, Parliament of Ghana, Accra. Dear Honorable Chairman, repayment for African Games and 2 technicians. Kosoro kakrane munda hona menkai. Medja the management of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation wishes to respond to 2 statements made at the 20th August 2024 sitting of the Public Accounts Committee as a public interest questions which was broadcast live. Per an agreement with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, GBC, as the official broadcaster, was to supervise the technical production teams that were to bring into the country their own production equipment and to undertake the production of the African Games. It is important to clear that GBC was the official broadcaster, but not responsible for the technical production of the games. The technical production was outsourced as GBC did not have the equipment to produce the games. The following organizations were responsible for the technical production. PGS, 1. 2. Quality Media Production, SL. 3. The Production Room, TPR. Echna meba mecho baby asa go penis in free nipa ye won dia ene dey say aban di sika ma say wo mum and wo produce sa all African games ni enja GBC a ono na ye the nation's national broadcaster ade ni see nine so no dey entia aban we emu nkrofo tam deal no command nipa foforo bankasa fa baby asa ye ne bra fa document ni santo so. That's it. Of the total payment made for the games, GBC was only 10 years. GBC was only entitled to 105,000 US dollars. Therefore, the statement that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million comes as a surprise. Honorable Samuel Nate George, member and MP for Ningo Pram, also stated that most of the technicians who worked on the African Games have still not been paid. GBC wishes to put it on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. Mr. Director. Payments to local service providers have been effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid a daily subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at games locations were paid. Game locations were paid. What about the other technicians who were not at the games locations but were employed for the same services? GBC wishes to put it on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. All payments to local service providers have been effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid on daily basis subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at games locations were paid. There are no outstanding payments to be effected. Yours faithfully, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, Director General, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana's Managing Director. I think for Ministry of Youth and Sports for Letana, on the Ben Run Sobra. GBC, Penini Chokrata way, Esankojina TV so, Ekasaria pair, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Anyway, by they thought that GBC Managing Director no, or your Director General, Abina appointed no, to someone didn't try, Papa Nintina Hodi, and tough watching draw. It's a wood sister, we need no one penny out friend Kaya. Clarification on the amount paid to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for the coverage of the 13th African Games. You assume next year we have the two in Abebachi. Now, contract now, Ministry of Youth and Sports, GBC signing, you know, more farmer fellows sending up. Or posting in a package, posting in our online. Facebook or Fago. We refer to the Public Accounts Committee sitting on Monday, 19th August 2024, where the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, led the National Sports Authority and the National Youth Authority, two agencies under the ministry, to respond to issues raised by the Auditor General. At a sitting, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram constituency, Honorable Samuel Nate George, asked a public interest question regarding the payment to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, GBC, for their production and broadcasting services rendered at the 13th African Games, to which the Honorable Minister responded that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million. Go up. The Minister's attention has been drawn to comments made by the Director General of GBC, Obeka Papana Tujem. Opesa aban ni yinadi. Ya sha na akasa papa na di ntro ti apam professor. Said e be ya a cabinet minister we twan tro a chance no ho be nyam but emfa. Stating that they did not receive the said amount. We wish to make the following statement to clarify the issues. Afei, Ministry Nana account TNE. A. The Ministry of Youth and Sports through the local organizing committee received proposals from various stakeholders for the production and broadcasting rights for the 13th African Games. Question number 1 about point A, and it said, who were the said various stakeholders and who are those who wanted the broadcasting right apart from GBC? Publish the names. We want to know. I am daring the ministry to publish the names. If a cousin of the president's company was not part of it, I am daring the minister, even his friend was not part of the bidding. Publish the names. Nonsense. I am daring the ministry to publish the stakeholders. I am standing here and asking and saying that the Ministry of Youth and Sports should publish the names of the proposals they received. They are from which company and from who? We want to know. Now I'm daring the man in this house. Call me again this morning. I'll give it to you and go away. Nonsense. Some organizations submitted proposals in excess of 6 million. But from Patrolman, I'm trying. Me mami agi. Otonema o mankasim. Provision store. Na mami wo. Agi 6 million. O papa kwa kubi chairman na dema sa churosha. Which the ministry deemed excessive. 10 years. The ministry deemed excessive. Yefanto. Me say companies na. I can't say what pay right no. Ministry of Youth and Sports publish it. I had a whole somebody here in this house calling himself a big sportsman, calling me and telling me his peace of mind that it is not true. Nonsense. What do you say at some Also, the ministry in its quest to build local capacity and leave a legacy after the 13th African Games, engage the GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. Honestly, so engage GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for production and transmission was the lowest. In one man production, no. If his so GBC didn't was firm at 6 million, and then 3 companies now was no. One I demand was say 1 year Jubano. I am daring the Minister of Youth and Sports, come out. Abai we omo thieves, abai we omo ya krofo. And I am prepared for any rubbish. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for the production transmission was lowest, with the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement their obligation. The total agreed amount was 3.6. So the minister forgot 3.6. Let's assume the 3 million excess of 3 million is the 6. Oh, erade yakopom. When so makuma mu adakro meka asem bia. Ebe ya asem. Subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and GBC. Kosoro. Some ministry, no, they will come back to tell you, say, a ministry of justice and attorney. Choto, they will come back to tell you that. Me sorry me manon kasao. Me do nyame say present a bia ni Ghana information chemi. upa jidi upa jai. Cause me de me be ye and win nipa nkum nipa. Me de me be ye medjuma. Pacho bra from biom kakra ansa. Wako last paragraph we. It's kan ho ne biom subsequently F final 2-3. An agreement was reached between two institutions, the ministry and GBC. No state institution can enter into an agreement with another institution which goes beyond $500,000 without the consent of the Ministry of Justice and Attorney. They will come back. From the total amount, EF, G. Don't forget that GBC Akasa, they were paid only 105,000. Ministry now quoted 6 million. Omabe ended up at 3.6 Africa G from the total amount of 2.5. From the total amount of 2.5 was paid directly 10 years. $2.5 million was paid directly to GBC in 2 tranches. 1 million and 1.5 on 13th March 2024 and 22nd May 2024 respectively. Another amount of 1 million was paid to third parties. Who are the third parties? Who were they? I am daring the Ministry of Youth and Sports, come out and tell the whole country the names of the third parties. Meche Alfredo, Soni Solo, Sapejane Bebaha, Womo Beba Betome was stage isuha. Ene, Womo Beba Betome ha. Alfredo catch them and say, Captain Jack, can I say when you're no crab, be a sensi? Alfredo, Obaba Betome ha ne, me do nyame. Another amount of 1 million was paid to third parties. Third parties no way where any third party, any TY, any IES. Omeya Dodo was saying, I want to know, Sir President Kazim bin Kahwa. I want to know, Sir Minister of Youth and Sports, Nadam Fubin Kahwa. I am daring you, come out again.
This AI tool will take your idea and create a complete book, complete with design.
Enti abusiafo de dae ebeso ya ne pitri ne aha ene ye de enkomo no ebesi Ministry of Sports emo na omo ho aka ya ene omutwa omo ho ba bia intwa krono ena chese omodi adien a omoto abedadi kura chese omo twom ho bia emfa ma try so medicine so ma no o ma try some bad damage control, but you see, chrono. I say every day for thief man, 1 day for master. And ne on say moto abedadi. On say mo chrono nyina nyame apam hontoma. Say muti oman mu na my madwen say mo de boni and the be di oman nyina be wia oman nyina yisika. Aden Obusia sesa man we minister we ena eye amputi efensen players yi ekoje cap ba ya oja omoso mo ko former president nchan kuchia no a omukuchia no ya efensen former president $10,000 edi show money munyam se omonje na omonfa at least enko pebi kakra enfanyo mo ho na wu minister we abe press conference tia odom so mo mfoska nensansan enkomo nipa no adintra because or a former president or ba election or NDC ni obra krofui ekoye common jesi kromo ntimi antobia mo mo hye wo mani ya ena omo tumi di kakra ena omo ekoto de was omo ba omo ko wini omo ba ye sabio omo winning offense and bonuses ko amon fa omo na ma comedy omo na former president omo awu ena akọ ne ncha ko chia no na wa ye omo adoya o se menti ase na wutimi begina simpi so kika o failures e de kire offense like ya no an say na ambing obusuya enne afei na mo ye de mo be damage control enyamfa mo twum mutan enyamfa aha PENDREAM TV so message so subscribe to the channel, like the video no na share to other platforms so nya bi enhwe PENDREAM TV yes edamu yopo
PENDREAM TV nyameshira opane eduma kese a wo ye de bia mehwe o YouTube and all other social media platforms. It's Ramomonko follow PENDREAM TV. Very fantastic talent, doing a lot of the channel.
Dedi kama mamenda PENDREAM TV ase. Now so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.